So now we will see input attribute form in input field. So guys, basically the input form attribute specifies the form the input element belongs to. So we will check this with the help of examples as well in VS Code. So we have something called as form attribute that you can specify inside the input field when you have that input field outside the form tag. So guys, the value of this attribute must be equal to the ID attribute of the form element it belongs to. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples to make it more clear. So over here inside the VS Code, what we have is the first name label along with the input field, that is first name, and the last name as well. Apart from this, we also have the drop down list with the help of the input tag and the list attribute that we had seen previously with the help of the data list tag. So guys, over here for the simplicity purpose, we will remove these lines of code, that is displaying the drop down list of items in this case, and then we will also remove the line breaks over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have first name and last name over here, and when the user clicks on submit button, the first name and last name attributes will be submitted to the server. Now guys, what if we also want to include the email of the user who is trying to submit the form? So let's say if we have the email input field outside this form tag over here. So after this form tag, we will have the input field in this case with the type email. So as you can see, we have the input tag along with the type email over here, and the same value, that is email, we will provide it as the value of the name attribute and the ID attribute as well. And before this, we are also going to have the label, and for the for attribute, we will say email over here and we will provide the label as email. So as you can see, we have the label as email followed by colon, and then we have the input field in this case. Let me just provide a couple of line breaks over here after this input tag and also after the submit button, so that the next input field can be displayed on the next line. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, after the submit button, we have the email input field as well. But guys, if you remember, when we click on the submit button, only the elements of the form, that is the first name and the last name, will be provided to the server. So let us check that. So if we provide John in this case, and let's say we provide the last name as Doe, and when we click on submit, so as you can see, F name is equal to John and L name is equal to Doe. These two parameters are getting submitted. But apart from this, let us say we want to also submit the email attribute over here. So when the user provides his or her email over here inside this input field and clicks on submit button, we want that particular email data as well to go to the server for further processing. So in this case, what we can do is, when we have the input field outside the form tag and we want that input field's data to go to the server with the help of the other form attributes, we can have the ID for this form. So basically we are going to define the ID in this case, and we can simply say form 1 over here. And then guys, this same value of the ID, that is form 1, we need to copy and paste it as the value to the form attribute for the input tag. So the data from this particular input tag, that is email, is what we want to be passed to the server. So we can simply come over here to the input tag and provide a form attribute in this case, and this value should be same as the ID of the form itself with which the input data should go to the server. So over here, let me just paste this value, that is form 1 in this case. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. Guys, previously we had seen that only first name and last name were getting submitted to the server with the help of the URL. Now let us say we provide John in this case and Doe in this case, and let me just click on submit over here without providing any data to this email input field. So when we click on submit, as you can see, we have the F name and L name, but apart from that, we also have the email attribute which was not being passed previously, since we had not linked this particular email input field with the form which is containing only these two elements over here. But now since we have linked the email input field with the form, that is form 1, the parameter, that is email, is also getting passed over here. So when we provide John in this case, and let's say we provide some email ID in this case, so we provide test@gmail.com, and when we click on submit button over here, as you can see, John Doe and the email, that is test@gmail.com, is getting submitted to the server for further processing, and we can see see this as part of URL. That's because the method value is get request over here for the form tag in this case. So guys, this is the way that we can link any particular input field which is present outside the form tag with the form, so that the data inside that input field can be passed with the help of the other data which is being passed with the help of the submission of the form. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input attribute form action in input field. So stay tuned.